right, Shalom. Call all Yahweh Shem Shah Shalom to the elect. Now, this video, I was watching it, and I wanted to play it again as I'm doing this lesson. Now, a lot of people, they find it hard to grasp that the Latin tribes are part of the 12 tribes. When they talk about lost tribes and all that, the tribes wasn't really lost. They actually, a lot of them came over here, or this region of the world, before Judah, Benjamin, and Levi came over here. And I'm going to read that in the book of 2nd Ezra. Let me get that. That's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13. Let's see. Start at verse 40. It says, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hoshea, the king, whom Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. It said, but they took this counsel among themselves, that they will lead a multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, which means they came over this way. We read on some more, it says that they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land, and they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they would pass over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, in the same region is called Arsaras. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come. Let's see if I'm going to read on some more. Oh yeah, let me read on some more. Say, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace. When those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within thy borders. Now, reading this, when you actually grasp this time frame and what was going on, which I ain't gonna put it all up. You know, you can do your homework too. I just want to touch on some key points. You know, hold on, Salaki. Knowing this, and then you look at the map. Let's see if I can pull up an image. When you look at that map and you think about the distance they had to travel into a country where no man dwelt, when you read throughout the scriptures, most people dwelt on what you would call the eastern hemisphere, not the western hemisphere. Now, they would go over there and search out land and look for gold and different stuff like that. Solomon sent ships over there. All type of stuff was going on. But primarily in South America, what is known as South America today, nobody really dwelt down there. That's why you got a lot of forest that's uninhabited, that hasn't been tamed or cut down. Esau ain't got to it yet. They try to get to it and burn it down, but that shit ain't really working. Then you got the tribes all through there, man. All them people, they do the same stuff we do. They like the same food. They dress how we dress. They're real vibrant, got an upbeat spirit. Their hair texture is similar, skin tone similar. They just speak different languages. And see, this right here, this spiritual. Because you got the guy from Yoruba, which more than likely he's from the tribe of Judah. He reaching out to the other tribes. There's some spiritual stuff right here going on. And see, this is what Esau fear the most. They don't care about all that dumb shit niggas you posting and putting out. They care about men, but primarily the men waking up, the elect waking up, and helping the other people wake up and getting right and calling on the Most High. Because once the elect sealed fully, this place done, man. Babylon through. You can see it's on his way out the door. All this war still popping off. They keep mentioning nuclear war. Now they talking about the electrical grid going down. Now they passing out SATCOM radios and shit. Like all type of stuff going on, man, if you're paying attention. Now let me see. The precept I want to give me 1 minute. Salaki, this is what I was looking for. I've been up for a while, so I'm a little sleepy, so bear with me. So this book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 19, it says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord, which the name of the Lord is Yahweh. The name of the Son's name is Yahweh Shah. From the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him, which is going to happen. But the primary thing I want to get out of this precept right here is they're going to fear the name of the Lord. Why they going to fear the name of the Lord? Because they're going to see all these people gathering together and moving in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. That's going to put fear in Esau, man. That's why they got all this shit in motion, all these cameras and all type of facial recognition and artificial intelligence and all that, because they want to be able to monitor primarily certain men through the spirit. Because they're not really worried about average citizens and all that. They know it's going to be a time when the elect are going to get risen up and get spiritual power as well. And they want to be able to peep that and monitor that and try to capture that. Capture those men, I should say. Let me see. Book of Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 34 says their Redeemer is strong. Talking about Yahweh Shah. Said the Lord of hosts is his name. He should thoroughly plead their call. That's why Yahweh Shah gave himself up. Because them Romans, they ain't just take him. You know, he had to fulfill his lot. Yahweh Shah could have wiped him out. But he had to fulfill his lot so he could speak on our behalf, because we can't just give up no sacrifice and do all the stuff like tribe of Levi used to do and call on Yahweh directly. We gotta have a mediator, the Redeemer, Yahweh Shah. It says that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. And where's Babylon? We in Babylon. America is considered Babylon. And the customs and the wine, so to speak, which are the doctrines and the philosophies, they'll spread to all these other nations. Now these other nations don't got mad, which the scriptures say that. The nations have gone mad. Let me see, well, what else I want to do? Just trying to touch on some main points and end this off. Book of Hosea chapter 3 verse 5 says, afterwards shall the children of Israel return and seek the Lord in their power, and David their king, and shall fear the Lord in his righteousness in the latter days. And that's what's going on now. And see, that's another prophecy too that Esau fear. They don't know who King David is. They can try to check the lineages and the charts and all that, but it's going to be revealed to them. And that's going to bug Esau out, and they're going to know certain man is in the spirit, because just by their actions, man, he's not gonna be getting carnal and doing certain dumb shit. Everything gonna be spiritual. Like I remember I was speaking to this woman, and she was asking me something. She was like, if I could have any spiritual power, what would it be? And I told her to control the elements. See, if you control the elements, you control everything around you. You control thoughts, cells, metals, all that stuff, man. And hey, let me get this precept right here. I know I'm going on a different topic, but I just want to bring this out to show why it's important for the tribes to get together and move together through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. And everybody not going to get together, because that's just how it is. That's how it's set up. But the elect, some going to maneuver alone, and and have certain people around them, and some of them knew it amongst the other elect before all this shit hit the fan. And while it's hitting the fan, I should say. Let me see. Book of John, chapter 14, verse 12, it says, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. So if you got Yahweh by Hashem, well, I should say, Silaka, if you got Yahweh Shai speaking on our behalf to Yahweh, you think he's not going to make sure we be able to do all the things he did, plus more? His elect. So you got faith in that, man. See, Esau, they got this artificial intelligence shit. They can't control the spiritual stuff, man. That's one thing they can't do. They can make all these computers, these phones, all that shit. They can't make a spirit, though, man. So let me get this last precept. I'm in this off. I ain't want to stress it out too much. I basically just want to touch on how the tribes are waking up and linking up. And more so, the tribes are actually scattered all over the whole planet. So you're gonna have people from different regions, different tongues. That's why one of the main gifts is to edify. Also speaking in other tongues too, because you can edify in another tongue as well. That's why you have some Akim that know Creole, some that know Patois, some that know Hebrew, of course, some that know Espanol, some that know just regular French and not just French Creole. Some that know German and Dutch and all these different languages, because our people have been scattered everywhere, man. And that video I just showed is just a prime example of how other people in the world, they know that too. They know, hey, our brothers still on this part of the land, these are people too as well. Book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 7, it says, What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. And you have people still today looking for these answers in all these places, man. And the Most High put the Spirit on you to get it. They'll let you come across somebody or these lessons or whatever. More than likely, you was blinded, man. Matter of fact, let me get one more precept. Book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 9, it says, And David said, Let a table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened that they may not see, and bow down their back always. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? Yahweh forbid, but rather through their fall, salvation is coming to the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy. Now, if the fall of them be the riches of the world, and diminishing of them the riches of the Gentiles, how much more their fullness? So I speak unto you Gentiles, inasmuch as I am apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify my office. And when people hear that word Gentile, they go, oh yeah, you're a Gentile. They hear that stuff, they don't understand what it's talking about. You have a lot of people keeping the customs of the other nations, which will make them a Gentile. A person is, say he a Greek man, when he really descend from the tribe of Israel, will be considered a Gentile. A person is living over in South Korea and he calling himself Blasian or some shit like that, keeping them customs, eating squid and shit, will be considered a Gentile. But see, now, you got people waking up, and I'm going to jump back up to this precept in verse 9, and I just end this off. You got people waking up that's meant to wake up, and the ones that not meant to wake up, they're just not going to get it. That's in verse 8, still in the book of Romans chapter 11. According as it is written, Yahweh have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, until this day. So even back then, up until now, a nigga can't see it, he ain't meant to see it. If he can't hear it, he ain't meant to hear it. That's just what it is, man. So it ain't up to us individually. It's up to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And that's just the breakdown. So, Adawan, righteous, others, edifying, call all Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Shalom to the left.